So when the first teaser for Superman came out in December of last year, to say I was excited would have been an understatement. But amidst my excitement, a dark realization struck me. I don't know that much about Superman as a standalone character. However, my dad is probably the most clued up person I know. I mean, the man has a Superman tattoo, which means if I go to the theater on July 11th, the chances of me being humiliated by the man that raised me are more than likely, if not guaranteed. Faced with this harsh reality, I realized there was only one option. I needed to watch every Superman movie ever so that I can walk into that theater the most knowledgeable Superman fan to ever walk the face of this planet we call home. But how am I going to do that? Okay, so here's the plan. I will have 4 months to watch every single live-action Superman movie before the premiere of Superman Legacy. My goal here is to take detailed notes on each movie and come up with a cohesive theory that ties together each film, so that I can come up with an idea for what the new movie is about. Predict the plot, if you will. Will I be able to watch 75 years of films in 4 months? Are these movies that good? Which one is the best? And was Man of Steel really that good? Or is that just a lie the internet tells itself to sleep at night? All these things and more can be answered up next. But first, we need to go back to me from 4 months ago. Okay, let me just get this out of the way before anyone can comment anything. I'm only covering Superman live action movies, okay? Minus Superman 1948 and Superman vs. Atom Man, because both of those are technically film serials. Hot take, I know, just my opinion. Cancel me if you must. So the first movie on our list is Superman and the Mole Men. It came out in 1951 and was pretty well received at the time, even though they kept accidentally slipping the boom arm into the shot. I needed this opinion to be voiced. It holds up pretty okay though.
So you liked it?
Superman? What? Why are you so tiny?
Oh gee whiz, young man, maybe it was done as some convenient last second change to make it easier to fit you and me both in frame. What do I know, I'm just an old geezer.
You seem surprisingly nice. Usually the people that come in here are just like really rude.
Oh, don't be so sure, kiddo. I can definitely knock a few things about if the situation calls for it, that is.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna review your movie now, if that's okay.
Yes, get on with it, strange internet boy. I'll just be over here, conveniently out of frame whilst you conduct your work.
You know, for an old man, you seem to know surprisingly a lot about camera work. Anyways, the movie. The whole thing takes place in this small Texas town where Lois and Clark are going to uncover a story for the Daily Planet about this giant oil rig that's dug the deepest hole ever. Then everything turns around when these little mole men sneak out from under the rig and they get up to all kinds of trouble. I really love the designs of these little guys. They have these super wrinkly faces and it's just awesome. Like, check out those eyebrows. They're freaking gnarly, dude. So the whole twist of the movie is when all the townspeople start hunting the mole men and Superman swoops in for like 10 minutes near the end to save them, which is a little lame, but I don't know. There's like 1 or 2 tiny fights and to be honest, it's pretty underwhelming. I mean, the movie is like 58 minutes long and Superman's in there for about 12 of them. My main problem here is there's not enough Superman. That's pretty much the collective of my issues with this movie. I mean, it's called Superman. They took the "and the Moleman" part a bit too seriously. There's also this part near the beginning where Lois tries warning everyone about the Moleman, and the doctor just comes down and calls her hysterical and gives her pills, which is it's fucked up, right? But it's funny in the way that, you know, old people will say something they're not really supposed to, you know, and it's like, oh, it's cute because they don't know any better, you know.
Yeah, I do.
What? Superman?
Especially those
Oh my god, how do you know so many slurs? All around, the movie wasn't that great, but if you consider how old it is and what a big influence it has on everything we get today, it's okay. So for now, since it's our first movie, I'll put it in the #1 spot.
Yes, I win. Now I can finally die.
Oh my god, what the fuck? Hey, I'm in my hotel room right now, right? So this isn't one of the reviews. I just thought it'd be cool to tie these little mini reviews together with, little confessionals. So, like what's going on with me in between, Not right now, sorry. I realize it's unclear. I don't have anything really to say right now. It's more just like, so it's coming, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, just so you're aware. Cool. Okay, on to the next review. Okay guys, here we are. Christopher Reeves Superman. Every middle-aged white guy is shitting himself right now. Now this movie is pretty much the blueprint for any Superman movie after it. Like, it's not the best, but you can appreciate it for what it is, Ah, sorry, I kind of expected a cartoon Superman to just bust in, It's like, it's what normally happens. Okay, well, sorry, I guess. Let's just get into the review. Yeah. Yeah, this movie is so long, bro. Like, I don't know where they got the budget for a 3-hour and 15-minute movie in the 70s. But honestly, good for them. Okay, good for them. It moves through the basic story beats of what you'd expect from a Superman movie. From the death of Krypton, where everyone is dressed in high fashion for some reason, to Clark's life on the farm. One thing that was a little strange to me was the way that the movie was paced. Some things would drag out for way too long, while others would just skip over entirely. I mean, Clark's dad is in 2 scenes. Like, he just walks, clutches his chest, and just goes, "Oh no," and then he dies. It happens so quick, it's wild. They were probably just excited to get to Superman in his flaccid cape. Sorry, it's just a side thing, but for some reason, throughout the entire movie, whenever he flies, his cape is just dangling over his waist in the most awkward way possible. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just track back a little. The whole plot of the movie revolves around Lex Luthor, with hair. Like he's got hair, planning to blow up the west coast of California because he's evil or something. And Superman's gotta stop him, but he's too busy trying to get Lois off of him. She is way too horny in this movie. It's bordering on assault at this point. It's one of those things where she's in love with Superman and not Clark, and Clark just can't tell her who he really is. Also, if I'm being honest, I can't really blame her for, turning into the Sahara every time Clark comes around. He is such a fucking pussy, dude. And I love it so much. It screams 1978 in the best way possible. He's like a white Steve Urkel. It's awesome. There are also some really cool Superman scenes, which is a huge refresher after the last movie. I mean, I was shocked when I found out the whole time travel flying around the world thing was in this movie. Sorry, this isn't relevant at all. Complete ruin to the flow of the video. But there's this scene where Superman saves this little girl's cat, like from a tree, and she takes the cat inside to tell her mom that, like, a guy in, blue tights and red boots with a cape saved her cat, and the mom is like, "Don't lie," and then she, like, smacks her off screen. It's hilarious. The sound effect is so violent, bro. I'll probably put a clip in here, like, so you can see what I'm talking about. But yeah, so it's just so you know. Why hasn't it cut to the clip yet? I'm really uncomfortable. Can you cut the clip? Storm, come on, you're editing this. You're torturing me. Don't do this. Don't be that guy. Just play the clip so that they can see what I'm talking. They probably don't even remember what I'm talking about anymore because you've left it for this long.
Mommy! Frisky was stuck in the tree. This man swooped out of the sky and gave him to me.
Haven't I told you to stop telling lies?
One last thing I want to mention is Lex's henchman, Otis. He is easily the best part of this movie. He kind of just plays the dumb goon character, but he plays it well. And I only realized this later on, but at almost every scene he's in, he's eating something. He's just the perfect fit for Lex. Even though he's super two-dimensional, they play off each other so well. So, unsurprisingly to most, I'm gonna give this one an 8 out of 10. It definitely is a huge reason why superhero movies are as popular as they are today, which, without that, what am I good for, So I think it's fitting that it stays in first place for the time being. And yeah, okay, on to Superman 2. We got 4 of these Christopher Reeves guys, okay? We gotta lock in here. Okay, viewer, we got this, you and me. We're gonna make it. Okay? Now, I'm gonna cut to my review of the second movie, and it's gonna look like a lot of time's passed because my hair is gonna look different. But unlike the first clip to now, it's gonna be like the same day. Okay, it has been some time. And I'll be honest, I wasn't really planning for this part of the video to take this long. It's just, I didn't really like the movie. And it wasn't necessarily bad, right? It's just, it was like fine. It was like aggressively okay, right? So it took me a while to like muster up, the motivation to actually write this part of the script. But here we are. So, Superman 2, Christopher Reeves, let's go. Something I didn't mention when I was talking about Superman 1 was that there's an opening scene on Krypton where Zod and, his homies get put into the Phantom Zone. And believe it or not, they escape in this one. Whoa. And that's all fine and good. I mean, it's literally the plot of Man of Steel. We'll get to that later. So, what's the problem? Well, remember how Lois was all horny for Superman and Clark was like a nerd loser and I thought that was really funny? Well, I don't think that anymore. They overplayed their hand, okay? The entire A-plot is this whole shitty love story between Clark and Lois that frankly I could care less about. Now, I'm sure some old guy who grew up in the 80s is freaking out typing a comment right now, especially since I just called him old, but I'm really just not rooting for these two. I don't know, it just doesn't feel believable, you know what I mean? She just seems like she wants to fuck Clark because he's Superman, and Clark just seems like he's making choices with a certain appendage between his legs.
Storm, are you just mad because Otis was barely in the movie?
No. Yes. Yes, I am. They're together for like literally 2 seconds, right? And then they say they love each other, and Clark gives up his powers for Lois. This is the A-plot, people. The A-plot. Right. Meanwhile, Zod is overthrowing the American government, which I would much rather see. I feel like I'm being, duped. I feel like I'm being bamboozled. I felt bamboozled, okay? I know that word isn't acceptable on this platform, but I felt bamboozled. Now, you might be thinking I'm getting too worked up. And you'd be right. If the entire thing didn't get fucking erased by the end of the movie. Superman gets his powers back, he defeats Zod and his crew, Lois forgets everything that happened, which means that entire A-plot you just put me through meant nothing. I am going to commit murder. Okay, I've calmed down. I just needed a second. I'm sorry for that. It's just when a movie sucks this bad, and the cartoon I scheduled to meet with doesn't show up in time, it's just, it messes with my emotions a bit. Okay, maybe we should just take a small break from the Christopher Reeves movies. And then we'll get back to them. Just like a small intermission. Some kind of break, maybe. Just so I can just recollect myself.
Hey, Storm. Sorry I'm late.
I said I'm taking a break, nerd boy!
Storm's Comic Corner. Ba-ba-da-ba.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my comic corner. Bet you didn't think we were gonna be here today, huh? Yeah. So if it looks like I'm wearing a different shirt, I'm not. The lighting is just different, okay? This is the same shirt. It's the same day, I promise. I know I said I was only gonna talk about Superman live action movies, but when the new movie got announced, James Gunn openly admitted that they're drawing a lot of inspiration from the source material. Specifically from, that's so loud. I might take this out of the plastic, hold on. Specifically from this book right here, Superman All-Star. I've had this bad boy for a while now, but I never got around to actually reading it. So I figured there's no better time than now, Plus, Christopher Reeves is actually driving me crazy. We had one scheduling error, and he was 2 segments late. So, I'm making him wait in the corner over there.
I said I was sorry.
Superman All-Star is a story all about Superman's last year on Earth. Lex Luthor had tricked him into overloading his cells with solar energy, causing him to slowly start degenerating. Realizing this, Clark faces 12 trials to cement his legacy and reminisce upon what he's accomplished as Earth's mighty protector. The version of the book I have is a collection of all the issues, so it's more like a book of short stories, but it does a great job at showing us the ideal version of Superman. He comes across as the classic symbol of hope he's conventionally known for, and after reading this book, I'm honestly more excited for the movie than I was before. It really puts into perspective how far the movies have actually strayed from the source material. When I say that, I specifically refer to Man of Steel. Don't get me wrong, Zack Snyder did an amazing job. I mean, the man made Watchmen. He clearly knows what he's doing. but I've always been a fan of that version of Superman that's good above all else. And this comic puts that on a pedestal.
I mean, I'm a good guy too.
No, Clark, you just like getting your dick wet, you whore. There are a wide variety of stories in this book, ranging from the bizarros to the people in Clark's life, like Jimmy and Lois. There's a whole chapter where Superman shares his powers with Lois for a day, and it explores the relationship better in 30 pages than Superman 2 did in 3 hours. I'm just saying, that says a lot about that movie. Also, there's a short about John Kent's death that tugs at your soul. That shit almost had me in tears. I swear, if Papa Kent's death is anywhere nearly this emotional in the movie, I don't think I'll be able to recover. On top of all this, the story is beautifully complemented by the art. The panels are vibrant with color, the characters are masterfully designed, and the backgrounds look like they're out of a painting. The entire art style feels like it's an homage to the 80s comics, but mixed with the new 52 character designs. Superman All-Star really is one of the greatest Superman comics out there, and I would highly recommend reading it before you watch the movie. It completely shifted my perspective of who Superman is, and it almost feels like I understand what James Gunn is going for. I can almost see where the inspiration was drawn when I compare the comic book with the teasers. I feel like we've been conditioned to see Superman as this all-powerful god floating above us, thanks to things like The Boys and But this book had me change that mindset and see Superman for what he really is at his core. Hope.
That's actually really sweet.
Thanks, Clark. Okay, I think I'm ready to go watch your next movie.
Really? I think you're gonna love this one.
Why am I doing this? I should have just made a video about the new movie. Why do I always need to be extra with these videos? Oh my god, I want my mom. I feel like I'm just proving a point now.
Hey, Storm?
Yeah, Clark?
Are you okay? You haven't said anything since we watched the movie, and I'm getting a little worried.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was just, processing.
Oh, okay. I'll leave you to it then.
When I say I'm glad we took that comic break, I mean it. After watching Superman 3, I can't believe I'm saying this. I think I was too harsh on Superman 2. That was one of the toughest things I had to sit through in a while. However, I don't like all the negativity pulsating through my veins right now, so I'm just gonna say the things I did like, and anything I don't mention you can fairly assume was trash. Like stinky, wet, gross, icky, steaming trash. Superman 3 has a lot going on. On one hand, it's about Clark trying to reconnect with his past. On another hand, it's about this guy trying to make a name for himself. And on another hand, it's about a billionaire trying to take over the world. And on one more hand, it's about Superman trying to get his dick wet again. There are only two things I actually liked about this movie, because outside of these two things, everything either felt like an ad or just really old. Like, with the other two, you could appreciate them for what they were, but here, the age of the movie was clear. Very clear. This movie somehow managed to feel like it was written by AI, which I know given when it came out sounds insane, but there was like this hint of a good idea in the beginning, and then it just spiraled out of control. The opening followed this guy named Gus and his genius plan to take the half a penny from all the bank accounts nobody ever cashes on their paychecks. But by today's standards, this wouldn't really mean anything. Most financials are digital, but at the same time, the idea of taking something everyone has but nobody ever thinks about to make you rich is genius. I just think it was pretty creative and really cool considering the era in which this movie came out. You know, with the whole fear of computers and taking your job and what they're actually capable of. Later in the movie, Superman gets turned evil. Like really Bully Maguire-like, and I must say, I did really enjoy this. I thought it was pretty hilarious to give Christopher Reeves a 5 o'clock shadow along with Henry Cavill's color scheme. It kind of predicted the direction in which Superman would go. And at the end, there's a pretty impressive fight scene between good and bad Superman. Also, the fact that Superman 3 did this before Spider-Man 3 is pretty funny. Old Raimi has some explaining to do. I'm not sure if it's because I just read about the ideal Superman, but this was really disappointing. I honestly don't think it would get this bad, but it has. This movie was rough. So I'm just trying to get through the entire Christopher Reeves era altogether at this point.
Why, gosh, Storm. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Where have you been?
Oh, I was having sex.
I fucking knew it!
Hey, it's me again, present day Storm. How's it hanging? I don't think I made it clear enough in this part of the video how bad this movie was. Like, it was seriously rough, right? I mean, I was gonna scrap the entire video at this point. I had given up until my dad texted me something. It was amazing, like nothing I'd ever seen before. My faith in the Superman movie was restored. The fire had been fueled. I mean, even Dad approved.
Holy fuck, that looks good.
There was only one more Christopher Reeves movie left. I could do it. Just had to push through one more bad movie. I mean, there was no chance it was gonna be good. It's the fourth movie in a set of movies. You know, the fourth one's never, ever good. And then one good fourth movie. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Superman 4.
They're not supposed to know that, Lamar.
Oh, is this before Superman 4?
Yes, this is right before Superman 4.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but somehow, I think we're back. I went in thinking I only needed to make it through one more terrible movie. I mean, I was gonna give up. And I'm so glad I didn't, because holy shit, this one was actually pretty good. Surprisingly, this one's really big on its social commentary. This time around, Superman's joining in on the nuclear arms race, ending all war, while trying to balance his life as Clark Kent. But not to worry, Lois is still trying to get down with Superman, and they even introduced a new girl to try to go after Clark's Superman. No, but seriously, the comedy in this one really manages to land. It takes more of a sitcom approach with its comedy that I really think saved what made the last two so dull. And, you know, it's not shoving product placement in my face every 2 seconds. It feels like they really looked at all their errors in the past and made like a real effort to fix them, which I can really appreciate. Except for the green screening. That has somehow gotten worse, but I can turn a blind eye to that, okay? In exchange for good story, I can turn a blind eye to some rough VFX. The main plot revolves around Luthor, yes he's back, making a Superman clone with Superman's DNA so he could profit from the nuclear arms race. While the Daily Planet is struggling because the main shareholder, Mr. Warfield, wants them to do propagandic journalism. Like I said, this one is big on its social commentary. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. Superman's always been a very political character, whether he likes it or not. I mean, the new movie's trailer talked about Superman being under political fire, so with that context in mind, I thought the political approach actually really worked in this movie's favor. I don't have much to say about the movie overall, but there are one or two things I just want to run through for the sake of it. I thought Lex's nephew was a fun little side character, his costume design was awesome, and it's kinda cool that his actor ends up playing Lex Luthor in the CW years later. He's no Otis, but whatever. Nuclear Man was really cool. I like how they did his powers with the hand-drawn VFX. And also at the end of the movie, Nuclear Man takes Lucy Warfield, the Daily Planet's main shareholder's daughter, all the way to space, and she seems completely immune to the empty vacuum she finds herself in. I just think that's something we should all take note of. That is not normal. Overall, Superman 4 was surprisingly great. I really wasn't expecting a comeback, but I'm really glad that the Reeves movies end on a high note. So with that, the Reeves era comes to its final, please be the final conclusion. This isn't foreshadowing, the final conclusion. Oh, so if you're wondering where Clark is, I put him in the Phantom Zone.
Oh, God, please help it burns.
No more hanky-panky for you, Boy Scout. So out of all the movies on my list, there was one that I had never heard of. Superman Returns is a movie that came out in 2006, and somehow I had no idea it existed until now. But here we are, and I must say, it is the best movie so far. It's supposed to be a continuation of the Reeves movies, so technically, we're still busy with the Reeves movies.
Help me.
The movie starts with Superman returning after a 5-year space adventure looking for the remains of Krypton. Unfortunately, he didn't find anything, but while he was gone, Lex was released due to Superman not showing up in court to testify. Now, Lex is out and ready to enact his biggest scheme yet. Real estate. Again. He's making a bunch of land. It's like Superman 1 kinda, just with just with extra steps. The plan is simple. He's going to steal a crystal from the Fortress of Solitude and use its Kryptonian technologies to grow a new continent by throwing it into the ocean, thereby sinking North America, killing billions, because of the crystal uses the matter around it. He's going to combine it with kryptonite so Superman will have no way to stop him, and he's going to do all this with the money he got from worming his way into an old dying rich lady's will. Like I said, the plan is simple. Clark, on the other hand, is re-establishing all the connections he's lost after the last 5 years, and for some reason, everyone seems to look completely different, almost like they're played by different actors. No, but seriously, I think this is one of the best soft reboots I've ever seen. It took all of the things that was bad about the Christopher Reeves movies and fixed them. It's kind of like Superman 4, just with good CGI. In addition to better visuals, the relationships between characters are so much more believable. It's probably due to the better acting. But for example, Jimmy and Clark interact like they were ripped straight out of the comics. It's really great. On top of all of this, I think this is the best Superman action we've gotten so far. Particularly the plane scene where Clark swoops in and catches a full plane with his bare hands. It is so cool. And I can only hope that the new movie will hold a torch to this. The other thing that carries these scenes is the sound design. Craig Berkey knew what he was doing with this one. I'm gonna refer to the plane scene again, because the sound that comes off of Superman when he flies is insanity. You can really just hear the unstoppable power behind his speed. They really nailed it. Of course, there can't all be good. There are definitely a few issues with this movie. Notably, Clark's eyes constantly switch between blue and brown from scene to scene, which is really weird. And biggest of all, the setup for Lex's plan. We only really find out what Lex's grand scheme is halfway through the movie. Before that, he's kind of just doing stuff and we're mindlessly following along. Outside of that handful though, I really don't have any problems with this movie. I'm really glad I decided to do this video. Finding little hidden gems like this is exactly why I started this channel. I love movies, and when you find something you just didn't know existed and it's this good, it's a great feeling. There's a lot I haven't mentioned about this movie, but that's because I really think this one's worth watching on your own. So I don't want to spoil it. Go watch it when you get some free time. It's really something special. And it might actually be my new favorite. And with that, we're finally done with all the Superman movies to prep for the new Superman 2025 movie. We did it. We got through all the movies together. We got through the Reeves movies, we got through the 1950s movie, we got through the Returns movie. That's what I'm talking about right now. Jeez, I just told you to watch it and I forgot the name. We did it. We got through all the movies. There isn't any more. There isn't any more. Guys, listen. Are you familiar with the Mandela effect? If you're not, the Mandela effect is when a large group of people share a false memory of an event or detail that never actually happened. Now you might be wondering why I'm bringing up such a seemingly unrelated phenomenon. Well, a lot of you, like me a few days ago, probably remember the Man of Steel being a great superhero movie. Maybe even one of the best superhero movies of all time. Well, I'm here to tell you, and I hate to be the one to do this, but Man of Steel was bad. Like, really bad. I mean, I have this memory of Man of Steel being this awesome, not perfect, but awesome superhero movie in the way Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is the best Spider-Man. I was so wrong. I can't believe this. The story was lackluster, the action felt simulated, the acting was hard to watch, and dear God, why was it so gray? Listen, I'm not one of those people who hates everything Zack Snyder makes. I love most of his movies. I mean, Watchmen is my favorite superhero flick, so when I threw this on, I expected nothing short of the best. And somehow, knowing he was a part of this made it even more disappointing, because that means he signed off on whatever this was.
Well, you don't have to be a dick about it.
Famous blockbuster film director Zack Snyder, what are you doing here?
I'm just here to tell you that not every movie is what it seems at first glance.
What do you mean?
Yes, I went for an out there approach with the character, but the real reason it didn't work was because I didn't get to create the movie I envisioned. The studio had a heavy hand in the creative process, and often that led to rewrites that made the final product feel clumsy.
Oh. I had no idea. That's actually really interesting. Huh, it makes me see the movie in a whole new light. Like, the movie not being like the original was kind of the whole point.
Exactly. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go make Watchmen 2.
Really?
No, you loser. Get a girlfriend.
Damn. The movie not being like your original idea doesn't stop it from being a shitty movie anyway.
God.
You know, I was fully thinking Henry Cavill's Superman would be the one to show up for this cartoon part of the video. It's kind of weird when it's just like a real person, but whatever. Let's just get through this last movie because I have been pushing my luck with this deadline. I'm not even sure if this video is going to get out on time. If it is though, give me a little yellow one of these in the comments. Please and thank you. Weirdly enough, my biggest issue with this one was the sound design. After watching Superman Returns, to say that the sound effects in this movie were dull would be an understatement. That raw power that you feel from Superman Returns gets completely lost in this movie, and it really negatively affected my immersion. And then there's the obvious thing to complain about. The ending. Superman doesn't kill. That's the whole point. The moral compass, the hope. We covered all of this already in the Superman All-Star part of the video. And I swear, if one of you comments something about a comic that came out in the 60s where Superman does kill, I will haunt your house. In short, because there isn't much I can say that hasn't been said by a million other YouTubers, the movie was bad, and I was relatively surprised because I remember it being really good, and Otis wasn't in it. So, what were you expecting? Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to pack, because I have to go watch the movie that this whole video has been leading up to, and somehow get this 4-month project out the day after I watch it. Wish me luck.
It was done. I had watched all of the movies. I'd done it. But there was something still itching at my neck. Something that just didn't feel right. How did Lucy Warfield survive like that in space? No regular person could do that. It doesn't make sense. There had to be more to it. One little detail that I had missed during my investigation. Then it hit me. This guy right here. We don't know anything about him. He's in the new movie. That's about it. But we don't know what he does. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? We don't even know the man's name. Enter Todd McFarlane Toys, an ex-comic book writer who has been quite the fan of merchandising in recent years, releasing action figures for the new Superman movie. And what's that? On the bottom of the box? We got a name, ladies and gentlemen. Ultraman. But wait. This doesn't look anything like Ultraman. Ultraman doesn't wear a black suit. Ultraman in the comics is a variant of Superman, an evil Superman from Earth 3. I don't get it. Wait. Superman, evil Superman. Who's an evil Superman? Christopher Reeves in Superman 3, remember? And what did I say about Christopher Reeves in Superman 3?
Give Christopher Reeves a 5 o'clock shadow along with Henry Cavill's color scheme.
That's right, he looks like Henry Cavill. So, Henry Cavill, what do we know about Henry Cavill? He doesn't like being comic book accurate. He likes wearing dark clothing, most notably his full black suit in the Snyder Cut. Now, it is fair to assume that in the 11 years since Henry Cavill has had a standalone movie, he might have pushed it a little further, gotten a little more emo, correct? So, that leads us to my hypothesis. Ultraman is Henry Cavill. But wait, there's more. So we all know that the Reeves movies and Returns are all canon. They're all in the same timeline, canonically. We know this, right? But then the question leads, how does Man of Steel tie into all of this? I mean, we all know it doesn't like the source material. It wants to be as far away from it as physically possible, right? And what else doesn't like being like the source material? That's right, things based off of other things. So, I believe that Man of Steel is a video game based off of the Christopher Reeves Superman universe. And, stay with me now, Superman in the Moment is a movie production from the 50s in the Reeves universe based off of seeing Superman when he time traveled that one time in Superman 1. Time travel, it's messy business. As we all know, what does time travel create? Stay with me now. That's right, alternate timelines. What are alternate timelines? That's right, different dimensions in the multiverse. Enter the multiverse. The new Superman movie is a universe in the multiverse within the video game based off of the Mulman movie called Man of Steel, based off of Christopher Reeves' Superman. So, in the Reeves universe, there's a video game based off a movie based off the Reeves universe. And within the multiverse that's within that video game, our new Superman exists. And in that new Superman movie, the bad guy, Ultraman, is Henry Cavill, because Henry Cavill likes emo clothes and he stole his... You get what I'm saying here, right? You're following along. Therefore, I believe that the new Superman movie will be a large-scale multiverse movie. And now you're probably wondering, then what does Lucy Warfield have to do with this? Well, dear viewer, let's round back a bit. Lucy Warfield survived in space. No person can do that, correct? Now, what is a quality Lucy Warfield holds? That's right, she's blonde. Who else is blonde? The Homelander. Now, before you think I'm crazy, let's go back all the way to where this started. Ultraman. Whose suit is he wearing? That is right, Black Noir from the 7. Who else is in the 7? Homelander. Homelander is gonna be the main bad guy in the movie, getting revenge on Cavill because Cavill killed Black Noir, took his suit, and is in the fucking new movie, okay? Main bad guy, Ultraman in Black Noir's suit. How does Superman work into this? I'm not really sure yet. I haven't gotten that far, but that's about all I have, okay? They're all the same thing. So to recap, Superman in the Moment, the Reeves universe is canon, right? This one is a video game, this one's a video game, right? Within the Reeves universe, based off of the movie, which is based off of Reeves, and within that video game, there's a multiverse, which in the new movie exists. And in that universe, the Boys universe exists, the new movie exists, and Cavill killed Black Noir, took his suit, became Ultraman, teaming up with Superman maybe, probably, I don't know, and Homelander's the bad guy. Thank you very much. Hey, morning. Today's the day. It's a little loud outside, big city, you know, so you're probably wondering what's up with the jacket. I had it made for this video. I know, it's great, right? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna see if my theory is up for scratch. I just really quickly wanted to record a lost little thoughts thing before we get into, the actual movie. It's all been leading up to this, 4 months. How much doesn't feel real? I'm kind of worried because I put up that whole murder board thing in the hotel and I'm scared like someone's gonna come in and see it, because the theory thing is funny, right? It's a funny bit, but it makes me look like I'm psychotic. Anyways, it's finally time. I'm gonna stop talking now. I'm gonna get done. I'm pretty much ready, but you know what I mean. So, let's go. Movie time. Ooh, it's time for the movie. Transition. Fuck, that movie was good, but oh my god, I was so wrong. Nothing that I thought was gonna be in the movie was in the movie. I mean, Homelander? Where did that come from? That makes no sense. I mean, they're both blonde, so what? And my dad roasted the shit out of me. This wasn't worth it at all.